Hi everybody, it's Julie. Thanks for joining me today for a Bible journaling process video. I'm here using the February Faith Art Box from Creative Retreat Kits, and this is a new beautiful kit. This is called All Your Heart, and it's a devotion written by Kaylee M. Hudson Miller, and it has a Valentine's theme with all the hearts and the beautiful wonky hearts that are signature to Creative Retreat Kits and the monthly Faith Art Boxes. But this kit is just wonderful. It's based out of Deuteronomy 6, plus it has some wonderful verses that you can study. So it's talking about the base verses, Deuteronomy 6, verses 4 through 9. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your strength. But it also goes into New Testament verses and how we are supposed to love, and that's based on this verse. Loving God means that we love our neighbors. And so the devotion is just really good, and it has some reflection questions. So you want to spend some time in that devotion. Don't forget that you can always use this piece, the title. I love to cut those out. And then the devotional backing you can use for tags, for cutouts, for tip-ins, wonderful things like that. This is the Decor Sheet. It's got 48 stickers. It's got the typical wonky hearts and some labels and some coin stickers, plus some different icons and embellishments, plus your word fetty and in different colors. And then here's the stamp set, and it's got love, it's got L-O, and then V-E and Lord, so that you can build the word to say either love or Lord. And then these little words with all, my, I, the, you, and your, and then this texture stamp of these hearts, which is just really cute. And then this month, instead of bow clippies, we are getting some enamels, some enamel shapes. So we get, see how the colors match? It's these pinks and blues, light pinks, dark pinks, yellows, and these enamel shapes just match perfectly. So that is the kit for this month in this Faith Art Box, and I'm going to be here in Deuteronomy 6, so I'm going to go ahead and put you on fast forward and get started on this project. So I decided to use some acrylic paints here today. They're not my medium of choice, but I'm branching out, and I'm using some different colors, and I'm going to try to color match to make them match the colors in the kit. These are a couple of different Target acrylic paints, and then some apple barrel, I have a hard time saying that, apple barrel colors. And then I'm going to add some white to just make them match a little bit more. And I'm putting them on some clear packaging just to mix them. That's my palette. And you can see I'm just mixing these colors. I'm going to do some finger painting. I wanted a very vibrant background for this page. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to be doing with it all at the very beginning, but I just know that I want to do some finger painting for my background. And my thought here goes really to the passage and to verse 8 and 9. But I'm going to read the whole thing here. But before I do it, I'm just going to share with you. I'm just going to be using my finger, and I'm just going to be and some baby wipes, and just swiping the colors on so you can see me do that. Now here are the verses. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your strength. These commandments that I give you today are to be on your hearts. Impress them on your children. Talk about them when you sit at home and when you walk along the road, when you lie down and when you get up. Tie them as symbols on your hands and bind them on your foreheads. Write them on the door frames of your houses and on your gates. In Hebrew, the first word in verse 4 here, it's called Shema. And in the Jewish culture, they call this the Shema prayer. Shema means to hear, but not only to hear, but to listen. to listen and obey, to listen and do. So when God tells them to hear these commandments, he's telling them to hear them, but to do them as well. So I'll continue talking about that in just a moment. So these stamps, I'm building the words love and Lord. And you can see that the LO combines with love and Lord both. So I'm just going to stamp these. I'm going to use my archival ink, because when I'm stamping on this acrylic paint, the archival ink works really well, and it doesn't it dries quickly and it doesn't smear, which is good when you're using the acrylic paint. You don't want it to smear. So I'm stamping that in black, and I see how just really cool that looks against the colorful black backdrop. So previous to these verses, God has been reminding the Israelites of the Ten Commandments. Now, the Ten Commandments are a picture of God's character. The covenant relationship that he has established with the Hebrew people, with the Israelites, is that he would be their God. He would protect them. He would save them. He brought them out of Egypt. And that their task, their responsibility, was to share God's character throughout the other nations, to share his love and to share his character to those around them and to the rest of the world. And the way that they can do that is by obeying the commandments, because by living a life that exemplifies God's character, it shows the true God, that one true God. And the way to do that is by loving him. We can't obey God except out of love. It's only a love response. And that's what this passage is about, loving the Lord with our entire being, with our heart, our soul, our mind, our body, our strength. It's holding nothing back. God didn't hold anything back with us. He gave his entire love. He gave his son Jesus. He didn't hold anything back to us. And so we shouldn't hold anything back for him. So love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your strength. And then in Matthew, it adds the word with all your mind. So I'm combining those, and I'm using the word fetty to put those in down there. And I'm using the little enamel shapes to make kind of bullet points. Now, I forgot to show you in the unboxing the alpha stickers, but you can see them peeking out there, and I'm going to use them up top to spell the word Shema. So you can see that I've just used the word fetty. Now here, I'm coming in with the white gel pen to fill in the flowers on these stamps, and I think that really makes it pop out against the colors and against the black lettering and then the colorful background. So that white gel pen really just helps to make it stand out. So I have a blog post that I've linked below over on the Creative Retreat blog, and I invite you to check that out so you can read just a little bit more about what I'm talking about here with this verse, and what this means and what this whole passage is about. And the Shema is so important. The Shema prayer is so important in Jewish culture. In fact, this is a prayer that they pray every morning and every night. And they even, every time they enter and leave a home, they touch the words to this prayer. And in verse 9 of this passage, it says, write them on the door frames of your houses and on your gates. That's talking about what you do in your home and what people see. It's about showing devotion in every aspect of your life. And this is actually a reference back to the Passover when they had to spread the blood above the door frame, spread the blood of the lamb, which would represent the Passover lamb, and how the angel would pass over them. And so that's why I did the finger painting here. It just reminded me of that spreading of the blood. Now, I just did the spreading of the paint, and I did it with my fingers. But that's what Bible journaling is about. It's to remind you and to to bring to mind the verse and its true meaning and just that whole fulfillment. So Bible journaling is the verse coming to life. And I just think it's amazing how God can make us so creative, and He can make us visual, and He can make the Word of God come to life in our minds and in our hearts. And that's what this verse is about, our entire being. It's not just mentally reading the words, it's about taking the words in and loving the Lord, loving the Word as well with our entire being. So make sure to pick up the February Faith Art Box. I have that linked below. I have all the products linked. And pick up the February Faith Art Box because it's just a wonderful kit. You can do it for Valentine's Day themes. You can do love themes, heart themes. And again here, as I did here, the talking about the greatest commandment, talking about the Shema. There's just so much you can do with this. So you see how I've just added some embellishments with the little decor stickers. I've outlined my stickers. I added a tab. I just cut out some cardstock. Now I'm adding the word love up top with the word fetty. And I'm going to just finished that off, added some splatters, and there's my page. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, if it inspired you. Make sure to share this video with a friend or with someone who may need to hear about God's love, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Thanks so much, and God bless. Bye-bye.